Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's program. And it's such a pleasure to be with you, all of you who have been so dedicated and so engaged with this for so many months. It's just really a pleasure to have the opportunity to meditate with you all and spend some time with you. Tonight, my name is Steve Wallenberger, and I'll be one of the presenters tonight. We also have Angela Nambiar and Nidhi Singh will also be presenters tonight. And we're all just very happy to be with you. Tonight, we're going to have a little bit of a special topic because we're going to talk and focus our meditation around Shri Mataji. And as you all know, Shri Mataji is the founder of Sahaja Yoga. All of the three of us have had a lot of personal experiences with Shri Mataji, and we'd like to share some of those with you and hopefully give you a little bit of perspective about who she was and what it was like to be with her. So we're going to begin, as we always do, with a short foot soak. We're going to make it a little short tonight and go straight to kind of a deeper meditation, and then we'll talk a little bit with you afterwards. So for the moment, let's all prepare our foot soak. And I think some of you have learned that you can give a bandhan to your foot soaking bowl and vibrate the water by putting our right hand toward the water, keeping the left hand open, and just giving it vibrations so that the water is charged and really helps to clear us out. So once we've done that, we can put our feet in the water. And let's raise our kundalini and put on bandhans. And as always, we do this a little slowly. We do it at a speed where we can really focus on feeling what we're doing. And then we can close our eyes. We can open our hands on our laps. And let's take a moment or two to settle in and let our attention go inward. So to help with that, we can take a couple of deep breaths. And we can allow ourselves to breathe normally, but just observe the breathing for a moment. And this helps us to allow our attention to transition from being outside to being inside. We just observe the breathing for a moment. And we can gradually feel our attention going deeper, going inside. We can observe how we feel and what we feel. And anything that is on our mind, any worries, any issues, also any blockages that we feel in the flow of the vibrations. Let's just leave that aside for now and just go straight for feeling our Kundalini and knowing that that beautiful energy will bring us into balance, will take us deeper, and will give us that beautiful state that we're all here to experience. So let's now take our right hand and put it on the top of our head and press down a little bit. We can bend our heads a little bit forward. And let's give a moment for our attention to settle on feeling that spot where our hand is. We don't need to force it. The pressure from our hand will just gradually draw our attention there. So let's just feel that spot for a moment. And let's ask inside from our hearts, Mother, please rise within me and take me into meditation. Mother, please rise within me and take me into meditation. Let us now slowly raise our hand, maybe 6 or 8 inches above our head. And let's just observe what we feel there. Maybe we feel the flow of the energy. Maybe we feel coolness. Maybe we feel warmth. And even if we don't feel anything, let's just be aware of that space above the head and let our attention settle there. Let's leave our attention there and bring our hands slowly back to our lap. And let's try also with the left hand to just feel above the head. See what we feel there. And let our attention go up there. Let's be aware of that space above the head and whatever sensations we're feeling there. Let's really just surrender our attention. Let's surrender our awareness to that awareness of this area of the Sahasrara chakra. And feeling that space above the head. Let's bring the hand back down. And let's just sit quietly for a couple of minutes. So now we can rinse off our feet and we can finish with the foot soak. So although we're finishing the foot soak now, let's not finish the meditation. Let's see if we can stay in that meditative mood. And even as we're talking and progressing through the program, let's see if we can still feel that flow, that beautiful flow of the Kundalini. So the topic today really generally is Shri Mataji. And the slide at the beginning, I don't know if you all noticed, there was a quote from Shri Mataji where she says, "I'm not a guru, I'm a mother." And she says, "I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not." And this is a very beautiful dimension of Shri Mataji that is really revealed there because, if you think about a mother gives you all the love and all the nourishment and also gives you the correction when you're going off track, if you're going in the wrong direction in life, she guides you, and this is what Shri Mataji was like for us. She always told us what we needed to know, always with a lot of love and a lot of care. And, she traveled the world for, I don't know, more than 35 years, just sharing this experience with people all over the world, not only presenting it to new people, but also helping those of us who are practicing this to overcome any obstacles that we faced in our growth. And wherever she went, she always put her attention on anyone who needed help. And she knew everyone. She knew everyone by name. All over the world, wherever she would go, thousands and thousands of people, somehow she knew us all. So we would just like to share a few experiences. I have some, and I think Nidhi and Angela also have some. So I'll just ask maybe Nidhi, I don't know if you have something you'd like to share with people.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nidhi, and I'm from Virginia. Yes, I totally agree with what Steve just said, that Shri Mataji just knew us inside, outside, everything. And that was her motherly aspect, that she guided us through that. I have a very small experience that I really want to share. And this is long time ago when I recently got married. Don't ask my age now, but yes, recently got married. And, young girl and full of energy. And I was in Shrimataji's house. She had a big staircase in her house, and I was just, going down, jumping 3, 4 stairs at the same time. And when I was coming back, I was doing the same thing, jumping 4, 5 stairs at the same time. And I suddenly see Shrimataji standing on the top of the staircase. And she was just looking at me and very sweetly, very gently. I mean, whole my life, my mom was also telling me that you need to slow down, walk slowly, go slowly. But when Shimataji saw me, her first line was, I was wearing a sari. So newly married, first time wearing a sari. If you know what a sari is, it's hard to walk in sari, and I was running and jumping stairs. So she stopped me and she said that, you should not run so fast with the sari. You need to slow down. And she was standing there for a minute or so with me, looking right into my eyes. I could feel that she was working on me, something inside me. And I slowed down. I could feel my heart slowing down. And after that, I remember that advice of her whole my life, that you do whatever you want to do, but you need to slow down. You need to be calm. And maybe this was for me, but I feel that if we keep that within us, that we need to be calm, we need to be silent within, then we are easily able to connect to her. So I always keep that in my mind. Whenever, whatever I'm doing, just be calm, silent within, and you will reach wherever you are supposed to reach. So yeah, this was my very short experience, but it remains in my heart forever.
That's beautiful. Thank you. So I'm not going to call on you, but Angela, chime in if you want to say something.
Yes, I also agree with you, Steve and Nidhi. I think depending on the situation that we are facing, we see or we perceive Sri Mataji differently. Sometimes we see as a mother, we see her as a mother, or sometimes we see her as a guru or master, or perhaps the experience that we are having is so profound that we could see or we could go beyond our mind. So Sri Mataji as a guru was very clear and also very practical. I have never seen anybody more practical than Sri Mataji. I think also that the real guru is the one who makes you your own master and your own guru or your own guru. And I never saw Sri Mataji teaching us Sahaja Yoga to get recognition or to get any credit or to probably get an award. Because for Sri Mataji, she always put others before. Also, her life was so transparent. It was completely transparent. So, in a way, she modeled Sahaja Yoga for us, what Sahaja Yoga is. We learn Sahaja Yoga by her example. Also, she showed us how we can become if we meditate. And we learn Sahaja Yoga by example. And also, Sri Mataji as a guru connected all the dots. We all are aware of different traditions and different religions, if we can call them like that. And Sri Mataji never denied any knowledge. On the contrary, she talked about every knowledge as a flower of the same tree. And also, Sri Mataji, she touched aspects of our life that even before Sahaja Yoga, we were important for us. For instance, I was born in Colombia, in South America, and in South America, our roots go back to the knowledge of the indigenous people, right? So when I heard Shri Mataji talking about the indigenous people, about how they recognize the Mother Earth, also how they recognize the spiral symbol of the Kundalini, and also how their connection with nature is so profound, as well as how, in a way, they prepared us to get our self-realization. For me, it was a revelation, because even before Sahaja Yoga, I was very drawn to this knowledge of whatever the indigenous people left for us.
Beautiful. One of the things that we were talking about the other day in preparing for this meeting was how quite often Shri Mataji would know things about us that normally a person could not know just by putting her attention on us. She would feel the state of our vibrations. She would feel where we had any kind of obstacles, and she would really know what we were going through always. And I'll just give a really short example from my own life of this. Once we had a big seminar here in America, in Pennsylvania, and we had a big meditation with Shri Mataji that was, there were probably 400 or 500 people there. And at this event, I was sitting in the back of the room. I had no direct contact with Shri Mataji. I didn't talk to her. No contact with her, really. And it was a time when I'd been going through some difficult things, and I was not finding it so easy, really, to go deep in my meditation. So a few weeks later, we were actually in Colombia. And I had the opportunity to talk with Shri Mataji, and she asked me about this meditation in Pennsylvania. She said, how did you feel how did you enjoy that? And I said, well, Shri Mataji, actually, I didn't feel so great. I was not feeling so good there. And she said, yes, but I noticed toward the end, you started to feel better. And, it was one of these moments where what I understood from that was kind of the vastness of her attention and her tremendous compassion. And I realized that she could probably have told anyone in that room how they were feeling at any moment during that session together. And this was sort of the vastness of her attention. And it was always from the standpoint of trying to understand what we needed to feel better and to be better. And actually, in that moment, she decided to work on my chakras, to give vibrations, to give energy to my chakras. And she spent, I think, about 2 hours doing that. And she would do this with people. If someone needed her attention, even though there were thousands and thousands of people around the world that she was trying to attend to, she would focus in on you for a moment or a little while if you needed it, and just try to help you. And this was a beautiful experience. So just wanted to share that. Maybe we could take a moment now. We were thinking of just, again, going back to meditation for a moment in between some of these stories. So could we just open our hands for a moment, bring our attention back up here, and let the attention settle again up above the head. Let's just feel for a moment. Right. So let's try to maintain that awareness as we continue. So I think, Angela, maybe you were about to say something.
Well, I think there is a special moment that we all remember and we keep vividly in our memory. And it's the moment in which we attended a Sahaja Yoga meditation meeting for the first time and we got our self-realization. That is a special moment. And if you all remember, Shri Mataji, when she is giving her talk, the phrase that she says at the beginning is, I bow to all the seekers of truth. So that is how she welcomes us, as seekers of truth. So I think that moment is very special for all of us, and somehow that phrase elevates us and makes us realize that what we are going to receive is priceless, and at the same time we deserve it. So it's not that I felt that the first time that I attended Sahaja Yoga, but what I can tell you is that throughout the years, I have noticed that for Shri Mataji, this moment of our self-realization is a rebirth, right? It's a rebirth, and from that very first moment, we are in her attention. And this motherly aspect of Shri Mataji is so special. And what I remember, or what I felt the most of this motherly aspect, is the faith that she has in us, right? It doesn't matter where we are coming from or the state in which we are. She has complete faith in us. It's like we are this diamond in the rough. And she sees our potential. And slowly, she gives us experiences or different situations to unveil this divinity that we have within. So recently, I was listening to a talk in which someone was asking Shri Mataji if she was a mystic. And she said that she is a combination of many, many things. But she likes to call herself a mother because she is very forgiving and she is very patient. So about 50 years ago, exactly in 1972, Shri Mataji came to America for the first time. And she wrote a beautiful poem to all the seekers of truth. So I would like to read it for you. The name of the poem is To My Flower Children. You are angry with life, like small children, whose mother is lost in darkness. You sulk, expressing despair at the fruitless end of your journey. You were ugliness to discover beauty. You name everything false in the name of truth. You drain emotions to fill the cup of love. My sweet children, my darlings, how can you get peace by waging war with yourself, with your being, with joy itself? Enough are your efforts of renunciation, the artificial mask of consolation. Now, rest in the petals of the lotus flower, in the lap of your gracious mother. I will adorn your life with beautiful blossoms and fill your moments with joyful fragrance. I will anoint your head with divine love, for I cannot bear your torture anymore. Let me engulf you in the ocean of joy, so you lose yourself in the greater one, who is smiling in your calyx of self, secretly hidden to tease you all the while. Be aware, and you will find him, vibrating your every fiber with blissful joy, covering the whole universe with light. So that was written by Shri Mataji, addressing all of us.
Thank you, Angela. That's very, very sweet. Very beautiful poem. We would need to remember this all the time. So, as the topic goes today, that Shri Mataji, she's our mother, mother of each and all of us. And she's also our guru, our guide, as Steve just mentioned. So it's nice that we are all sharing experiences here, our experiences with her when she was here, physically present. But I would say that now that when she's not physically present with us, we can still feel that love, that motherly love, that guidance from her every day, if we are able to connect with her. So with your kind permission, I would like to share two experiences here. One when she was physically present with us, and one after her. It might take some time, but that will show us that how we can still connect with her even though she's not here physically present with us. So this is a long way back. This is a little personal. I'm saying this experience with permission from my husband because it is his experience. So he was studying computer science, and one day Shri Mataji called him to ask about, because it was recently that computers had started that time. So she was asking him about computer science, about computers, everything. And he was surprised because the knowledge that Shri Mataji had about computers at that time was way, way, way too much than what he was studying. And Shri Mataji was asking him a lot about, coding and, quality assurance and every other field of IT. So she asked him in the end that, what are you going to do as a job? What are you going to do? He said, Ma'am, Shri Mataji, I'm going to be a software programmer. So very intensely, she looked at him for a minute or so. And she said, no, you will be good as a quality assurance guy. If you guys know something about computers, programmers are somebody who develops, and quality assurance person is who tests what is being developed. So being a programmer, he was like, no, I want to develop something. I don't want to be testing all that. But Shri Mataji said, no, you will be very good as a quality assurance person. So he came back home, and after few years, he realized that that programming part, he was not enjoying that much. So he shifted to quality assurance, and he was surprised at what he realized after 4 or 5 years of working. Shri Mataji realized in 1 minute, looking at him, understanding his aptitude, that he will enjoy this part of the work because his tendency or his aptitude is towards that. So that was, as a guru, as a mother, she knew him inside, outside, everything, that what is my child gonna enjoy later in his life. And that is true till now. I mean, he's a best quality assurance guy. And sometimes his office people call me also and tell me that he's really good at that. So this is what is a mother, is a guide, when she knows you inside, which we also don't know. What is my quality? What is my strength? What is my aptitude? But she knows it. So this is when she was physically present with us, talking one-on-one. My second experience is when she was not with us. This is around 2008 when we had IT recession time. My husband, he lost his job that time. And we had recently bought a new house. So we were a little bit confused, that was difficult time. He was applying, but not getting replies from anywhere. So one day we both were a little disturbed. We sat down for meditation late at the night, we foot soaked, and we said, okay, let's check which chakras are catching, why this thing is happening, this turmoil is happening in our life. We both meditated and we felt that we both were catching on Nabhi chakra a lot. A lot means a lot. So we worked on it, till late in the night. And it was around 10:30 p.m. We finished our meditation. And we were just taking bandhan. And somebody called Sarvesh. And he's like, somebody forwarded your resume to me, and I would like to interview you. He said, now? He said, yes, I'm ready to do now or in the morning. So next morning he got interview done and he got the job, obviously, and a better one than the last one. Why I'm telling this experience is because she was not physically present with us. But when we meditated, we saw where the blockage was, why we were not able to connect to her, why we were not able to listen to her. We found that blockage, we tried to clear it, and immediately we were able to understand, and we were able to hear her, and she was able to hear our problem also and solve it at 10 o'clock in the night. And that is when I remember the Mahatma Gandhi ji's statement that divine radio is always on, but you have to be connected to it. To connect, you have to be silent. It brings me back to my first experience of sari, that you need to be silent within, and then you will be able to connect to her and still listen to her divine advice, her guidance, now also, when she's not physically present with us. Until today, if we face any issue in our life, any small problems here and there, let us just sit down, meditate, find where that blockage is, why we are not able to connect to the divine, and clear that blockage, and you spontaneously, effortlessly find the solution to the problem and are able to feel that silence, feel that meditative state. So she was guiding us then also. She's guiding us now also, as a mother, as a teacher, every day.
Very beautiful. Thank you. It's already feeling very silent again. Shall we just close our eyes for a moment again and just go inside? So I'd just like to pick up a little bit on a couple of things that Angela and Nidhi have said. When Angela talked about Shri Mataji addressing us and starting by saying, I bow to the seekers of truth, what that brought to my mind was the way that Shri Mataji saw us, those who are seeking truth, who are seeking our connection to the divine, as very, very important people. From her point of view, we were the people who could achieve the transformation that she felt she was here to bring to us. So when she bowed to the seekers of truth, there was such a feeling of love and respect, even though she was the one who was really giving us what we came for. She always made us feel that we were very, very important to her, and that we had to have a certain dignity and a certain sense of self-worth. And, a lot of times she would find that, especially in the West, she would find that people had very low self-esteem. And she really always tried to help us to understand that if we're seeking the truth, we're very precious, that we're very, very important for this world. And, without having an ego about it and feeling like, wow, I'm really important, she wanted us to understand that we had this value, this intrinsic value, and we had this potential to grow to a point where we could feel the divine and be one with the divine. And, I think that, Shri Mataji, just thinking about her life and then what happens now, as Nidhi was saying, that she's not physically here, Shri Mataji really worked so very hard for decades. She acted as a catalyst to bring about the awakening of the Kundalini for people from every background, from every walk of life. She made sure we had all the knowledge in her talks. She made sure that we had all the understanding of how the system works and what we need to grow and to help ourselves. And she made sure we understood how to share this with other people so that it could continue to spread and grow. She used to always talk, you've probably heard her talk about how the enlightenment is passed on from one person to another, like a candle that's lit can pass on the flame to another candle. And so she made sure we were equipped. She made sure we were ready to continue to grow and to continue to share this with the rest of the world, with all the seekers of truth around the world. And as Niti said, we really still feel her presence not only through her photograph, which has a very strong energy, as you've all experienced, not only through her talks where she shares all that knowledge, but also through the energy itself. We feel really the presence of that motherly love that helps us to grow and to know ourselves. So, I don't know if anyone has anything else to say. All right, so I think the next thing in our program tonight is to listen to Shri Mataji talk. So we have about a 10-minute talk of Shri Mataji that we'll put on now. Before we started, let's just again bring our attention to our Sasrara. Let's feel the flow of our Kundalini above our head. Let's just go into silence for a few seconds. Bring the attention inside. Just feel that beautiful connection. And in that meditative state, we can put on the talk of Shri Mataji. We can open our eyes and enjoy for a few minutes.
This play is something I could explain like this, that if you are supposing an artist, then in the hand of the artist is the brush, and the brush never thinks that it is doing anything. It's the artist who is doing everything. In the same way, when you are one with the divine power, you just feel, I am not doing anything. It's the artist who is doing. It's the artist who is managing. And who is the artist? Is this divine power which loves you, which cares for you, which looks after you, which absolutely is identified with you. You'll be surprised, I've got so many letters from people how Sahaja has helped them. How at the right moment they got the help. At the point of complete destruction, how they were saved. So many people have written to me But I'm not surprised, because if you are one with the divine, it looks after. It has all the powers. All the powers. Only one power it doesn't have: to control you. If you want to ruin yourself, it gives you freedom. Complete freedom. If you want to ruin yourself, ruin. If you don't want to accept divine power, all right, don't accept. It's a complete freedom to do what you like with yourself. That is one thing it has given, and that's why you must curb down that freedom and respect the divine power. Today is, I like the day when it is a mother's, I should say Mother's Day also, because I think only a mother can work it out that way. One has to have lots of patience with people. What I've seen about all these great incarnations who came, they just disappeared in a very short time they lived, very short. Somebody was crucified about 33 years of age. Somebody took a samadhi at 23 years of age. Because I think they couldn't bear the way people were stupid. They couldn't see the point that they could do something for human beings. They lost their confidence, I think, or maybe that they thought it's useless to work for these people. Like that, they took a position that is better to disappear. But mother's position is different. She'll go on struggling and fighting for her child. She'll fight it out to the last to see that the child gets all the benefits. And this patience and this love and this forgiveness is innately built in a mother. Because her attitude is very different. Not any achievement, not any big name or a sort of an award or anything. It is just she does it because she is a mother. And that is what is the sign of any mother. If she's a real mother, at least for her own children, she will go all out. She will work out everything for day in and day out and try to save the child from disaster. But Sahaja Yoga is a much bigger family. And for that, you really had to be worked out through the mother's principle. You cannot take any other principle. Like there were very great warriors we had, and they have done a great job also. And they have worked out as warriors. Then we had some who were very sacrificing. All kinds of people there were. They worked very hard to establish dharma in people, but they could not. I thought of one thing, that no use establishing dharma. First of all, give them realization. When in the light of the spirit, they see what's wrong, they become dharmic automatically. The best way is to do that, not to force dharma on them. Because you put dharma on them, they don't know how to bear it. They can't digest. So this will be the best way, is to just make them aware of their spirit. Once the light of the spirit comes, in the light they see everything clearly, then no problem is there. And that's why this mother's quality is very helpful. I mean, in every country there has been a manifestation of the mother principle in every country. And it has been depicted and said. But later on, it was taken over by people who didn't want to talk about mother, because they could not justify themselves the way they were behaving. So they said best is not to talk of the mother. Also those who were very much advanced people, very matured, who were really incarnations, did talk about the mother all the time, but still talk was talk. Now this has to work out as a mother has to work. So in your own way, when you are doing such, there also you have to be a mother. More mother's quality than the father's quality. That there's no ambition, there's no competition, there's no jealousy, nothing. Just you want your children to come up and to grow in their spirituality. If that is the only attitude we have, then you'll be amazed how satisfied you'll feel, because this is a very, very joy giving thing to see people growing in spirituality. Not only talking about it, not only reading about it, but actually happening, actualizing within us. So, this quality is very helpful, and that really helps every surgeon to be patient, to be kind, to be humble, but you have to correct also. But there's a way of correction of another person, of people who are coming not from the divine world but from the normal world. So it's a difficult task to correct them. Some people are so hot tempered they can't bear it. Doesn't matter. You have to forgive them. But best is to concentrate on people who are simple, who are loving, who are affectionate. And then gradually all these complicated people also will join. Your way of dealing with others has to be motherly. The motherly relationship has to be there. I was surprised that in the Western literature, I don't find any description of a child and a mother's relationship. Very surprised. There's no description at all. How the mother sees the child, how he walks, how he falls down, then how he gets up, and how he talks. All kinds of beautiful things as described. But not in the Western countries. I don't know, they never saw this point, I think. That is very important, that to describe the attention of the mother. How she is loving, how she is kind, how she tolerates so much nonsense, and how she keeps it in as a sort of a forgiving thing, not just to use it against the child or to trouble. Sometimes you have to correct, you have to tell, but at the right time, at the right place, if they are told, the child also sees the point, whatever is there. The first most convincing thing is the affection and the love of the mother. She goes on forgiving and giving that assurance that I have a mother. Nothing can happen to me. And this assurance works very well. But the same assurance you have to give to other Sahaja Yogis who are getting realization from it. Let them feel that you are not angry with them. They are stupid, I know. They are sometimes violent. I've gone through all kinds of people. But only thing that has worked is pure love. Pure love has no attributes of expecting something. You just give love and try to improve that person with full attention. But in divine work, you don't have to get attached to that person. Supposing there's somebody who is not up to the point, is also troublesome, gets angry with you, annoyed, insults you. So forget it. There are many others. There's no need to run after one person, to get attached to that person, or to make them feel. Now, main thing is that I feel all the Sahaja Yogis always feel that I am their own, which is a fact. Whether I talk to you, whether I meet you, or whatever it is, you have to know that I am your mother. And any problem you have, you can always tell me.
We can keep our attention on top of the head to absorb the vibrations of Shri Mataji's talk. The song that I am going to sing is called Aspettando lei, which means waiting for her, and it's a song in Italian. The lyrics of the song narrate the moment of anticipation in which we are waiting for Shri Mataji's arrival, and how this moment is so special because we feel that everything around us is a paradise. Also, we feel that our heart is almost exploding of joy. And at the same time, we feel that the vibrations are getting stronger. So in this song, you will hear that I say, vento, vento, vento sulle mani. That means vibrations over the hands. Vento, vento, vento sulla testa. That means vibrations over the head. Vento, vento e so contento. That means vibrations make me joyous. So let's listen while we meditate this joyful song. And let's try to invite Shri Mataji to our meditation. The way you wish. Could be to your heart, could be to your Sahasrara, it could be where you are. So just invite her where you are. Aspettando lei, esperándola, waiting for her. Ogni volta che sei lì ad aspettare, tanta voglia che ci viene di cantare e di gridare a tutto il mondo, Shri Mataji, Nirmala Devi. A capella quando abbiamo le sedute, tutti insieme le porgiamo i saluti. Namo, 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 namo Maria. Il vento soffierà, il cuore esploderà, quando è che arriva Nirmala Ma, il vento soffierà, il cuore esploderà, quando è che arriva Nirmala Ma. Aspettando lei, all'improvviso sul tuo viso il paradiso. Aspettando lei. Swagata, swagatan, swagata, swagatan. Junjunki, karatehiga. Junjunki, karatehiga. Aspettando quando il momento che le stai per arrivare, le vibrazioni poi cominciano a aumentare. Sento vento, sento vento, sento vento, sento vento sulle mani. Vento, vento, vento sulle mani, sento vento, vento, vento sulla testa. Sento vento e so contento, sento vento e so contento, sento vento sulle mani. Vento, vento, vento sulle mani, sento vento, vento, vento sulla testa. Sento vento e so contento, sento vento e so contento, sento vento sulle mani. C'è vento, vento, vento sulle mani, sento vento, vento, vento sulla testa. Sento vento e so contento, sento vento e so contento, sento vento sulle mani. Aspettando lei, all'improvviso sul tuo viso il paradiso. Aspettando lei, aspettando lei. Un tu mi vas a namo, namo. Jorge, expectándole, expectándole. Vento, 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 sulle mani sento vento, 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 sulla testa sento vento, so contento, sento vento, so contento, sento vento, sulle mani. Waiting for Jorge.
Thank you, Angela. That was really beautiful. Inviting Shri Mataji in our heart and in our Sahasrara. Shri Mataji, who is our mother, who is our teacher, who guides us in all aspects of our life. Let us all meditate for a few minutes, requesting Shri Mataji to please awaken the qualities and powers of all her chakras through her motherly power. Just keep your both hands open on your lap. Gently close your eyes. Slowly drop your right hand towards the Mother Earth. And bring your attention to your left channel, the Ida Nadi. The channel that gives power to our desires, to our emotions. And very humbly request here, Shri Mataji, please guide me to awaken and establish the pure desire within me. Shri Mataji, you are my mother. I surrender all my desires to you. Please awaken and establish the pure desire within me. Let's slowly bring our right hand back in the lap. Raise our left hand towards the ether. With our eyes gently closed, take our attention to our right channel, Pingala Nadi. And very humbly request here, Shri Mataji, please guide me to awaken and establish the pure attention within me. Shri Mataji, you are my mother. Please help me and balance and steady my attention. Bring up both hands towards Shri Mataji. Let's put our right hand on the left side of our heart. Bend our head a little bit down and try to go deep within your heart. Shri Mataji, please guide me to fill my heart with love and compassion for the whole humanity. Shri Mataji, you are my mother. Please come in my heart. Cleanse my heart. Open my heart and fill it with love and compassion for the whole humanity. Let's take our right hand, put it on our forehead, on our sixth chakra, Agya chakra. Again, bend our head a little bit down. Press on both the temples. Shri Mataji, please help me and guide me to establish the peace in my head. Shri Mataji, you are my mother. Please help me and dissolve all these unnecessary thoughts. And let me feel complete peace, complete silence. Let's take our right hand, put it on top of our head at the Sahasrara chakra. Push it down very gently. Shri Mataji, please guide me to be able to achieve that meditative state. To be able to achieve that silence. You can bring your right hand back in the lap. With our eyes gently close. Just meditate with our attention at Sahasrara. Just for a few moments. Whenever you find that moment of silence, just hold on to it. It's at that moment of silence that we are able to connect to that motherly aspect of Shri Mataji. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for giving us all this gift of self-realization. Thank you for making us your children. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for coming in our heart, cleansing our heart. And thank you, Shri Mataji, for giving us this peace, this silence. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Very slowly, we can raise our energy and put ourselves into bandha. Over to you, Steve.
Thank you, Nidhi. That was beautiful. Thank you, Angela, for the beautiful song. And thank you all. It's really beautiful to meditate with all of you. And just great to be together. Just before we finish, a couple of announcements. As you know, this session 5, The Joy of the Spirit, series of classes or get-togethers, continues on Sundays and Thursdays. Started on September 8th and goes through Thursday, November 17th. But there have been a couple of Sundays added. So just for you all to note that November 20th, 27th, and December 4th have been added. So please join us then. In addition to these classes, I think you all know that on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:45 Eastern Time, using the same Zoom link, there is a collective foot soak where we can all foot soak and meditate together and access this beautiful state together again. So with that, we'll close just by